But they still didn't fix Treecon. Why is Treecon still here? Everyone hates Treecon. No one cares about animations. I need to stop with the online. I could just explode for days because it's so bad. And there's no reason for it to be that bad. Pokemon Sword and Shield Expansion Pass. Does it have value or is it scam? It's scam. Thanks for watching the video and I will hope to see you all. Okay, stop. It's not all black and white, if you know what I mean. So what's actually going on? The second part of the Sword and Shield Expansion Pass is out now, so it's time to look back and see what we actually got. And I have to say, I got a lot more than I expected. Now I don't know if that's just actually that we got more or if I just expected a lot less from Game Freak. Take that however you want. Let's talk about the things that Game Freak did great. Like the new areas. The new areas are fun. They're way better than the wild area. It's just like, it's not even comparable. It's night and day. Like, the wild area was just like a plain kind of thingy with a few hills and a few drops of water. I refuse to call them lakes because they're not lakes. They're just a few drops of water where you kind of put water pokes, I guess. Also, the pokes in the expansion pass are like great. They brought back basically everything, but that was expected, I guess. I mean, I don't know why people actually complained about the 400 in the base game, because we always knew that it would bring back every Pokemon. It's just a matter of time. Just a matter of, well, will they come back with an expansion pass, with just patches, with like a Pokemon Home, or with like a new game? They would come back. It's obvious. Also, the side activities on the Isle of Armor and Tundra were actually a lot of fun. Way more fun than they should have been, to be honest. Like the Diglett collecting on the Isle of Armor, like, it was great. It actually gave me a reason to go out and explore. Just look at the things. I don't know. It was fun. And there were a lot of things that had potential, but are just kind of lacking still. And the main thing here is obviously Dynamax Adventures. Like, to be honest, Dynamax Adventures is the way Dynamax raid battles should have been from the beginning. It feels like this is the way the whole mechanic was intended. Like, sorry, but just a raid battle, just one poke and you just kind of pick the counters to it and everyone has a counter and it's just gonna explode. What was the point even? This, you pick a random poke and then you just fight multiple encounters and you can change pokes and get items, and that's fun. That's actually fun. Also, this endless Dynamax raid adventures, it's a great idea. It's just a content. It's basically endless content. You can just try and get better, go further. It's fun. I mean, the rewards aren't quite there, but it's fun. But there is a caveat. And that is, why exactly is it that I cannot play this mode with my friends on my friend list on my Switch, the system that actually runs the game? I don't know. Like, sorry, but this could have been a great multiplayer experience. It's just, I can play it with random strangers from all around the world, but I cannot just invite my friends to... I don't even know. Like, so much potential here, but just wasted again. Wasted again because of the online mode, which I will talk about in a second. Don't get me started right now. The rest, well, the exploring, as I said, is way, way, way better than it was in the base game. But that's also because of the basically better areas. Just there are caves, there's sea, there's like all kinds of variety. Not just a plain thing. I mean, it's not quite there. I mean, if you compare it to like Generation 2 or Generation 3, where there are these big caves, these towers, with a lot of puzzle elements integrated into them, it's just like fun, and then at the end you had a legendary Pokemon that you want to catch, maybe some rare ones in the last area. Like, It's not there. It's just not there. This mechanic does not exist in Sword and Shield. And it kind of makes me sad. Because I like that mechanic. And I like Pokemon. And I actually want to like the new one as well. Because it is on a Switch. I like the Switch. I like to play it on a big screen. It also has the online capabilities. It has everything. It's just not realized. Why did they not bring that back? I don't know. And Dynamax. Dynamax is, in my opinion, still a horrible mechanic. I'm honest. Like, I hate it. But I accepted it way more in the expansion pass because it's not that hugely dominating factor. Like, everyone is only talking about Dynamax. I mean, it's still there. It's still the Gigantamax thingy on the Isle of Armor. And okay, fine. But it's not as dominating as it was in the base game. Which is actually a good thing. Still, even less, please. Just focus on actually great things. The actual Pokemon would be a good idea. So let's get into the things that I really, really, really don't like. Let's imagine you're a new player. You're picking up the game alongside the DLC and you're playing through the story. You're finishing the league, the area, and then you're just moving on to the DLC. Your gameplay changes completely. It's nothing alike. The DLC is not an RPG anymore. The base game is an RPG until you finish the league. The DLC is not. It's a collectathon and it's focused on competitive. Right. But it's not, nothing of the core gameplay still exists in the DLC. It's just not there. Like, I understand why it's not there. Everyone has like a bajillion level 100 pokes with like perfect stats already. Because it's kind of so easy to make them in Sword and Shield. Which, don't get me wrong, it's great for competitive. But like as a core RPG? No, this is a real killer for that. But anyways, so I don't like that it's not an RPG anymore. Also, they could have brought in more new pokes. Like, how many new Pokemon actually were there in those two DLCs? Like, 8 or so? Like, less than 10? If you had Pokemon Home, you can just transfer them in and be done in, like, the first minute of the DLC. With the collectathon part, that is. But there's just no real point, I guess. They could have just brought in more new pokes, like more new things that people are actually looking forward to exploring for the first time. But they didn't. And this leads me into this whole missed potential thing, because they could have just fixed all the stuff that was just bad or broken in the main game. And I understand why it was bad or broken. Because Sword and Shield was rushed. It's not a secret, it was rushed. Now, many people said like, yeah, they could have just delayed it, but like, that's not how it works. I understand. It needed to come out at the time it came out, because it's this whole thingy in Pokemon. It just all needs to work together. There's like the merge, there's like the new generations, the competitive, the anime, like everything just it needs to come out at the time that it needs to come out. You cannot delay it. Okay, I get it. But now, it's a year. It has been a year since the game came out. And some stuff is still in this horrible state that it was in the first place. Why? They had 2 major patches. They had 2 DLC patches. They could have just fixed stuff. Like, the online. Oh, don't get me started on the online. Like, it blows my mind. This whole stamp system is so horrible. Alright, maybe it just couldn't fix it. They just couldn't implement a new system here because it would have taken too much work, too much effort. Alright, fine. But why? Why? Like, seriously, why? I want to search for a stamp. I want to search for max raid battles. And then there's nothing there I want to do. And then what do? There is no button to refresh the stems at the time I want to refresh them. Why? It's not magic. Just put a button there that just sends a query to the server and then gets me new stamp. There are like 10 million people playing this game. There is enough content. There is enough stamps there to just push new ones to the players. But it's just not there. It does not make sense. It's just horrible. There's no excuse for that. It's just completely horrible. Also, why? Still, why can I not just trade with my friends that I have on the friend list on my Switch, the device that is actually playing the game? No, I'd have to just post a stamp for a trade and then put in an arbitrary code and wait for my friend to actually see the stamp and then put in the same code that I told him before. Why? Why can I not just click trade and then just open my friend list on my Switch and then select the friend I want to trade with and then trade? Why is this not a thing? It blows my mind. It's just it's online mode 101. No, even less than that. It's just it's less than the bare minimum. Like, Game Freak, what are you doing? Okay, I need to stop. I need to stop with the online. I could just explode for days because it's so bad. And there's no reason for it to be that bad. Seriously. Still, there's other missed potential. They brought back all of those old Pokemon. Yeah, that's good. But why did they not bring back Mega Evolutions? Like, seriously, everyone loved Mega Evolutions. I mean, they could have brought back Z moves as well, but who really cares? Z moves just like a quick animation. Sorry, no one really cares about Z moves, but Mega Evolutions. Mega Evolutions are fine. They're fun. Everyone loved them. I didn't understand why they did not do new ones with Generation 7. Like, but now Generation 8, and like they didn't even bring them back in the DLC. Why? There's so much whys in this video because I don't understand what's going on in the heads of those developers. I mean, they clearly gotta see what's happening. They see what people love and that isn't there. And they also see what people hate that is still there. I also think they got their priorities wrong because they brought in a lot of new animations for moves, but then they didn't fix Treecon. Seriously. Fix Treecon first before you do new animations. That simple change would just blow out online. It would just give them a marketing push. Everyone would be happy. It's so obvious. But they don't do it. I don't understand. So, in conclusion then, what is actually going on with this DLC? Is it really worth 30 bucks? And in my opinion, yes it is. We got a good game. We got a good DLC for 30 bucks. It's fine. The problem I have with it is that the overall package, like the DLC and the base game for 90 bucks, is still not a great value. The base game is so bare bones that the DLC just cannot fix it. So what should happen in future entries, in my opinion? Nintendo should actually step in more in the development of Game Freak. Because I don't think if Nintendo would have overlooked the whole development, a game like this would have been released. Or at least it would have been fixed a year later, as we are now. So, that's my conclusion about that. Tell me your conclusion about Sword and Shield expansion pass in the comments. I'm very curious. Also, if you liked the video, please leave a like. It really helps me out. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.